Hello everybody. Today I'm gonna take you around for winter chores. We're sitting at about minus 18 right now, and with the wind it goes down to about minus 25 degrees Celsius. It's quite cold, so I thought I'd make a video of what we do at my farm when it's that cold and some of the chores I've got to do. I've done the morning ones, but now I have a couple of things to do, like refill waters and feed again, because when it's cold I feed the horses and cows a lot. And also I'll show you the chickens, how they're set up for the winter. And yeah, so first thing first is dressing up. Yesterday, I think it went down to minus 38, I think, with the wind chill. It was pretty cold. So first thing first, wearing the proper clothes. So I'm wearing an insulated chores jacket with good insulation, a scarf. I call it my warrior hat. It's kind of an old toque I've got. It's insulated inside here, wool, and it's pretty warm. Now I'm barehanded to be able to do the video. Other than that, coveralls, big boots that goes all the way to the top. Those are Muck Arctic Pro. They're a few years old, and my coveralls, they go with with the straps and goes all the way up to here, so it keeps me quite warm. And when I move, and it warms me up. So yeah, so that's the essentials for that. And right now I have little gloves, but I also have a pair of I don't know what it is, like suede or some nubuck of some sort, with like wool inside, so it's keeps my hands warm. And like yesterday I would have put like the insert into them, an insert to be even warmer. The sun feel quite nice right now, so I'm gonna get going and I'll go show you the horses, and then I'll take you around and do the chores and stuff with me. All right, so we are with the horses. So first thing first is the water heaters. So this one is with a cage here. So you can see with the steam coming out of it that it's working. It's quite low right now, so I'm gonna have to refill it. I've got a hose running down from the house down behind there and then fill it up here. So that's one thing I've got to check. Then here's the horses. I like to put them some blankets. It's not really thick, but it gets them out of the wind. So that's Sandy. So this is hers. So if I put my hand underneath there, it's kind of warm today. So tomorrow it's gonna be warmer, so they're gonna have their jackets off. It's about 100 to 150 grams insulation. I think Sandy's got the thicker one at 125. And here's Star and Maggie. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, and they have like a frozen nose. Alright, take you to see Joey and Jip. Nathan, I cannot touch him, so I make sure he's got food all the time. Here's Jippy with his rusty nose. And he's old, so he's got a blanket with like a sort of a neck. It keeps him warm in there, like it's better. And like Stars, it's got some little hooks on the side, so I can attach a neck part to it if I need to. And Joey, that guy doesn't need much, so it's not even 100 gram. It's supposed to be an inside turn, like an inside blanket of some sort, an old one I got years and years ago, and just to keep him out of the wind. It's made different. That one doesn't have like the butt flap here on top that goes on the bottom, like Jip, you can see it right here. So yeah, so they got this going on. They're all warm and cozy right now. And just came back from errands. I had to grab some stuff in town. There's the butt flap here on Maggie. And here they have their vitamin to check. There's plenty in there. It's a multivitamin that I keep for them. So for whatever they need, they can go dip in there. So if they lack some vitamin in the winter, then they can just have that extra there. And they have their block of salts right there as well. So I'm gonna feed them. The hay bale is right there. So I just fork it out on top so I can monitor their intake and whatnot. So and then they don't just like rip it to pieces and just put it all apart everywhere. So I'll feed them and then we'll go feed the cows. We are at the cows and they still have some food from Hi Twinkie left from this morning. I gave them quite a bit, so I won't have to refeed them. I want them to clean this whole mess they made there, otherwise they just use it as bedding and they pee and poop in it, like you can see. But they have some good stuff through it. Twinkie's my camera ham. And yeah, they're growing good. I store my hay on the other side of that Quonset there. There's that little shed I've got. And here comes Stewie. Twinkie's jealous. And yeah, they were all frosty this morning. Stewie had just these little eyes out of the frost. So speaking of which, here, the snow you see on their backs, that means they're well insulated. So that they're ready for that winter. If it's done melting, that means their body is insulated. They're good to go. They can handle that cold. And they don't look distressed at all. They're nice and they have access to the sunshine area down there. There's no wind today. So they could go in the sun, but no, they choose to be here and they have access to a lot of places on the property to be. But now they are here just munching away and picking and choosing their little strand of hay that they have here. And they're not thin at all. Big fat bellies on them. And I'll show you the thickness of this. Like, look at this. This is a really thick coat and I can feel the undercoating underneath there. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm having a hard time with the focus, but there's an undercoat and they have a thick hide. They're made to handle this cold. I'd be worried if they were like really skinny, but look at this belly on him. Big belly, and they don't look distressed. Stewie has got more snow. It's probably didn't roll. Hi Stewie. They're happy. And I brought the water. There's no tap water here or like automatic or whatever. Here it's all frozen. It came out of that spout that's down here, right there, in the summertime, and then I run that line into it, but there's no, it's frozen. The heat cord is not working and it's pointless. So what I do is I pack these clean litter container, plastic container, 4 of them at a time, and I bring them in that sleigh and just pour them inside the tank there. I think I can fit 3 or 4 of this load of 4. I've tried to put 6 in the past. It's too heavy. It's pointless of doing it. And since I've got no tap outside of the house either, I fill them out of my tub. So I'd rather do 2 trips of this than 1 big load because it's too heavy. It makes no sense of doing it. And 1 load like this lasts for about a day and a half. So if I do 2 loads, I've got for 2 days or 3 days. And yeah, just keep an eye on there. Make sure the water heater is working again. I know because it's cold and there's steam coming out of it. So if it would not work, the whole tank would be frozen. So that's how I do water. It's It's not the greatest of fun, but it's good exercise. So, yeah, I also got the hose out for the horses' water, so I'll go check in a minute or two to see how fast it's flowing. So I cannot run both together, like filling these tubs and the hose at the same time. The pressure's not good enough, so I just do one trip of this, let the horse's trough fill, and then once it's filled up, I do another trip of that. If I don't need to do horses, then I can do 2 at a time of this. So I'll try and show you the scenery. It's quite nice. We're gonna have a white Christmas this year, I think. Look at the mountains. Absolutely beautiful today. So they extend all the way down that area. It's beautiful. I'm lucky I've got that view here. All right, so I'm gonna go check on the chickens. I've got some food for them today, just to make sure they're always full. And here are the boys. They're playing a little. They're funny boys. Since Tui has been at the other farm, he's gotten friendlier, so which is nice. That's not a behavior you would offer before, to just come and see and being curious about things. He's letting me pet him more now. So we'll see what we're gonna do with him. He's quite handsome. Cute little man. That's a really newer behavior, coming for scratches from him. That's really not something he used to do just by on his own like this. Good boy, Stewie. And see, Twinkie is foraging into his stuff. The little strands and pieces. There's still enough for them until a couple of hours in the day. Like maybe in a couple of hours I'll come and make sure they have stuff, but they do. So they don't run out of food ever. Here's Stewie again. He's cute. Good boy, Stu. Definitely not distressed, this boy. Alright, so I'll continue on with the stuff I gotta do, and I'll take you along. Okay, so now we're going to the chickens. I'm gonna go see what's going on in this coop. That's all the young hens and the rooster. Whoops. Let's see what's going on. This is Mr. Rooster. He's grown so big. He's beautiful. He doesn't have a name. And the hens. There's one of the bear ducks. The lavender over there. The browns. So they have that heat lamp there. And made that system earlier. Well, before winter. With that door. I just have to pull it on the string that's there. And then it opens up. So they can go outside. And to put it down, just put this down like this. I need to put a little mat or something down there, but it allows air circulation, which is good. This is a new thing. The rooster is all like panicked that I put a heat lamp. It's 175 watts. It should be just good enough to cut the humidity in here. Here I have this hen pecking on my coveralls. This one grew up to be very nice. And it's quite dirty, but this is what it is in the winter. Heated water bucket for them. And yeah, these guys are set up. I have to check very often to get the eggs out of here, because otherwise they freeze. They go in that corner all the way down behind that girl there, and then they lay their eggs there. And another thing, make sure their food is full all the time. And these, like, they just work, so they peck at this, water comes out, and they don't freeze their comb. So I see they have nice comb. Just the rooster is got like the biggest one, a little bit of frost, but nothing really serious. Look at the big comb on that guy. Didn't want a rooster, but I quite like him. Because he's using the nipples for the water. So that should help them cut the cold, having that lamp in there. So let's go see the other girls. The dogs are just barking like nuts. The neighbors are making a kind of a jump for a sleigh. That's fun. So here are my other ones. I'll get this open. In the winter, that door gets sticky. Well, I don't know where this cut, but it did. So here's the other lamp. I need to probably move it a little higher because I just saw her ring your tail there, but in the night they're just perched all along here, and they're quite low, and probably change this system too. It's kind of an old one. Anyhow, this is their coop. They're laying in their little boxes. Same thing here, it's dirty. I'm trying to do a deep litter so it kind of insulate the place. We've lost one hen from old age. She had like a lump in her neck. She was probably 5 years old. So, and now this one is the oldest, and these two are about a year old. They're kind of half molting, and this Rosie here, and she's a buff up Orpington, and her feathers are growing back. That one used to be like that too, and she's all grown back now. So they're doing good. They have their water too, same thing. Food is full that I filled up yesterday, and they have their sliding door down there that goes up and down, and ventilation on both sides, so they're good, and they're doing quite well considering the temperature. So I'm gonna go take you to check the water on the horse's tank. I'm gonna stop here for a second. I went to get some cow hay yesterday. Trailer's full. I started using some of the horse hay that's down here, so I bought more, and this is 30 bales all the way down worth of bottom bales. They have like some flaws, like you can see here, a little bit of dirt. It's sometimes I have a little bit more of mold and stuff. It's really just at the bottom there. The cows, they don't mind this, and they spoil less of it. Otherwise the other stuff, they pick and choose in it because they love it so much, and they make a nest out of it. Not good. Too expensive for this. So this is gonna be a Sunday or a Monday job to unload that trailer there, and I had picked the worst day to do this. Hi Molly. And Badger, because it was like a snow squall yesterday, like super windy, super cold, and of course I was not dressed for this, because when I left my house to fuel the truck, there was about 8 degrees, and then by the time I was at the hay place, it was minus 20 something. It was brutal. So here we are So that's what I'm talking about. It's just like a couple minutes and then this is overflowing, making a mess like usual, so I'll have to go down, turn it off. Yeah, I moved the tank this year. It used to be behind that fallen off shelter there that I still need to clean up. Yeah, it's gonna make a ice problem there. And what I wanted to say too is I've been using these big extension cords, the yellow ones here. They're really heavy duty and they have like a fan triple outlet at the bottom here, which has a light in there too. So it's a good indicator to know where my problem is if the heater goes to die or something, so I know I still have power there. And why heavier duty? Well, it makes sense because that way I know I'm not overloading my long cord. It's like 100 feet of it to be able to go all the way to the house down there from the hose coming out of the basement window. So yeah, I do the same for the cows, so that way I know that my cord is good, because in the past I've been using some lighter duties and sometimes they melt because it requires too much power. So I'm gonna cut it for a couple minutes so I can go put my hose back inside the basement and turn that water off before we're making a real good mess downstairs, down the pasture, and I'll be right back with you. So all the chores are done now, and I did 2 of the water load for the cows, and I decided to replenish my my chopped wood. So I've been chopping some wood there. Always handy to have that sleigh, and that's my stack of wood over there. I've got these ones to chop eventually. I just did a little bunch at a time. I like to keep about 2 nights worth of wood to help warm up the house. Sorry, my face is frozen, but I got hot, so I stripped down my jacket. I'm just in my flannel shirt, overalls, and yeah, so that helps heating the living room. It's so cold in there. It goes down to maybe 3 to 5 degrees Celsius less in the living room than in the rest of the house. So if I put the house at, I don't know, 25 degrees, it's too hot in the room. So what I'm doing is just burning some wood in there in the evening so I can spend some time in the living room to be able to watch some TV and stuff. Since it was cold too, I brought Molly and Fiji inside. They were starting tiptoeing around, having their paw frozen. But Badger, that dog is made out of I don't know what. She's still outside sniffing around for, I don't know, some mice. She wears her name Badger pretty good. She's acting like one. I don't know if you can see her. She is just behind that tree right there. Here. She's just sniffing around. So I'm gonna say thank you for watching. Leave comments down below, subscribe, and leave comments and whatever. I hope you enjoyed following me around in my winter chores. I do these chores, most of them on my days off, because otherwise I don't have time. It gets dark at around 4:34, and not 4:34, but 4 or 4:30, and the sun gets up too late. I'm already gone at work at that time, so I take advantage of the days I'm off to do the hard chores and try to be ahead a couple of days so I can go work and not having to worry about my animals. So the plan for horse blankets is to remove the blankets tomorrow morning before I head to work, because it's supposed to be 4 degrees tomorrow. So they don't need that. They're gonna overheat and sweat under there, and then it's supposed to go down cold again. So I keep my blankets handy in the tack room. So that's the plan for now. So I'm gonna go inside, start a fire, and probably read a book or something. Have some lunch because it's I think it's about 2. I think. Let me see. Sorry. It is. It's actually, yeah, 2 o'clock right now on December 17th. It's almost Christmas, so eventually I'd like to do a video of the house. It's nothing much. I just put the lights like on the roof in front. Oh, that's the garage house in front of the house, and it goes all around from the front and on the other side of the house by the carport and this, and yeah, it's and maybe one day I'll go on a tour of the houses in the neighborhood. There's some that are pretty nice. There's lots of lights in there. So again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like in there, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm always happy to see some people reading, and I hope you like this video. So have a good day, stay warm, and I'll catch you up another day.